Hey, what's going on everybody? Cam Citizen here. So today's video is going to be all about Ghost Hollow. This is a location if you will, that you can go to if you accept one of a couple of different missions. The one I'm doing here is for a bounty hunting mission. It is an unknown level of threat when it comes to this, because usually you have MRTs or HRTs. This one has the question mark threat level, so you know it's basically unknown, but you definitely want to be prepared. So as you can see here, I'm just flying in. There is no marker that you can quantum jump to, so you do have to fly in manually, but this does definitely afford some great views over Microtech. I always like to park a little bit away. In this case, I am parking about 700 meters away, just so that way nobody is alerted to my presence, and also if there is a support ship that comes in, they don't really notice my ship either. So you do have to do some running. It is definitely a nice view, essentially. Microtech is a beautiful planet. Microtech overall did have some issues with their terraforming, but the areas that worked well did very well. You know, we've got a lot of earth-like trees, tall grasses, and stuff like that. It's just beautiful. But it is cold, as you can see by my armor. Alright, so we are here by the location. This is where I start to slow down a bit, so that way I don't alert any of the enemies. The Ninetales gang has essentially taken over this area, and I'm just kind of sneaking around until I can find some enemies to shoot. Alright, let's see here. Let's get a little bit closer. Alright. Let's see. Let's keep going. There we go. Got a couple of bogeys right there. Just gonna take them down real quick. Now, I would have loved to have had a silencer, but it didn't seem like it really mattered here, because the enemies on the other side of the ship were not really alerted to my presence yet. But yeah, the Reclaimer here, the Crash Reclaimer, is broken up into several chunks. A couple of big chunks and then some smaller ones. And the big chunks is where you're basically going to be doing most of your action here. Yep. There's another guy right here. And this is the back end where I'm crawling up right now. And there is my target that I'm doing the bounty on. Gonna take him out. And as you can see, this is not too difficult as long as you are taking your time. You know, you can take out the enemies fairly easily, I should say. During this entire interaction, this mission, I have not been shot one time. But again, the enemies are pretty spread out. If they were all like concentrated in like one area, then that would probably pose a much higher threat. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, I'm just making my way through the Reclaimer. It's such an atmospheric location. There are so many nooks and crannies. This Reclaimer has been sitting around for quite a while. There's a lot of stuff growing inside, you know, as nature tries to like reclaim the Reclaimer, I guess you could say. But yeah, like looking out one of the hatches on the side, you can see that there's different platforms that you can walk on. And here in the elevator in the back of the ship, you can see that, yeah, it's a pretty long ways down, so you definitely don't want to fall down there. And there's a couple more guys over here as well. Gonna take those out. And there we go. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, there we go. So yeah, those are all taken care of. And at this point, because I've already finished a mission, I'm essentially just going around and making sure there's no other enemies, because I do have the Call to Arms mission turned on, which does give me a bonus for each Ninetales or enemy that I kill. so that does afford me a little bit of extra cash. So I do spend some time, keep looking around. I'm also looking for any loot. I did find one loot box, but it didn't really have a lot in it. And here's the front of the Reclaimer with the skeleton. And yeah, there are a couple more here in this area. Once I go up this ladder here, there are a couple more guys that I can take out real quick. And there he is. I was really afraid at this point that he was facing me, but it turns out he was actually facing away, which makes it a lot easier. And there's one down the hallway there. And that's pretty much it for this area. I did sneak around a lot because I thought there would be more, but it turns out there wasn't. There's a lot of different places to explore. Sometimes you can go up some of the ladders for the turrets, and sometimes there's loot boxes up there, but I didn't really find a lot of loot boxes. It was just that one. And yeah, here we go. Here is the last one. I'm just going to go ahead and take him out right now. Boom, there he is. That's it. And that's essentially it for this area. I definitely encourage checking this area out. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to see here, and it's very atmospheric, as you saw. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you want to see more, definitely like and subscribe. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.